Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at the Target exclusive 3-pack with Studio Series Perceptor and Ramhorn and Ratbat. Before we get into Perceptor's details, let's take a look at the mini cassettes Ramhorn and Ratbat. First, let's take a look at Ramhorn's details. This guy is pretty nice. I like him a lot. He's very angular, very square. He does have some nice detail. He's got a little bit of paint for the eye, and he does have some really nice gold paint for the side missile launchers here, and some nice molded detail. Overall, not a lot. You get a little bit of silver there. You get the Autobot logo there. It's very difficult to see against the brown. And yeah, just done in all brown plastic. He's got the horns there. He's very symmetrical, so he's the same on both sides. He has his little tail sticking out there, but yeah, not a whole lot going on with this guy. And then these parts do come apart, and then this is an actual added piece right here. So this actually comes all apart, and there's a little peg that just kind of slots in like that to give him his side weapons there, and those just fold over and slot in on the sides like so. So yeah, that's about it for Ramhorn. He's pretty cool. I like him. And then we have Ratbat. This guy is a nice update as well with the jetpack. I really like the inclusion of this. Some very nice gold paint on the back there, just done in red plastic and painted gold. It does have some nice sculpted detail there, and it just clips on the back there. Otherwise, it's basically the same as the Ratbat we saw before, although it does have a little bit more paint. You get some nice purple paint on the head and the ears there. You have some nice gray paint for the chest. You get little light purple feet hanging out there, and he does, again, have some really nice molded detail on the inside, some gears and things like that. But yeah, pretty much similar to what we saw before, but just done with some more paint. And again, the added sort of jetpack here makes him all the better. And here's just a comparison between Ramhorn, Ratbat, and the previously released Steeljaw. And of course, these guys transform into their cassette mode, so I'll just do that real quick. Again, like I showed you, this piece folds back, and this is actually a separate piece that just comes off like that. So just take that off to the side, and then basically what I'm going to do is just fold these out, and then you want to take his horns and just fold those in like that. Take his head, fold it underneath, and then basically at this point you're going to tuck his legs in like so, if they haven't already done so. I think one goes before the other. I think the big one goes before the small ones. And then basically there you have Ramhorn in his cassette mode. Again, you see some nice silver detail, Autobot logos on either side. Some nice detail there. And on the back, there's always one side that doesn't look great. But that is Ramhorn in his cassette mode, and it does come with this little piece. And again, you can use this as like a blaster for Perceptor if you wanted. There is a 5mm peg right there, so you can actually hold it and use it as a gun if you would like. Now taking Ratbat's jetpack off here, and then this guy again, just fold in the stubby little legs there, and this guy transforms like the other one that we saw. Fold that back, push that peg down, and then fold this up, fold his wings up like that. And this guy is very, to call this a cassette, on this side, obviously it's not. On this side, it just does look a little bit gappy and things, so I don't really like the cassette mode, although there is some nice molded detail on there. And of course, Ramhorn and Ratbat are compatible with blasters, so you can just stick them inside there, and they fit perfectly. So that is Ramhorn, and stick in Ratbat there. And Ratbat goes in just the same, so they are compatible with blaster or any cassette bot you might have, like Soundwave. But there is a quick look at the cassette modes. Now, Perceptor is basically a upgrade, I would say, to the old Studio Series Perceptor that we saw. There are some differences, especially in paint. Beginning with the head sculpt, this guy's head sculpt is really nice. I really like this as opposed to the one we saw before. You get the sort of gray face and blue eyes, some yellow for the head. It's just more, animated, accurate. And it does no longer have the clear, doesn't have the clear plastic for the shelf here, the chest piece, which is very nice. And I do like that a lot more. I see the Autobot logo there, and just gray paint, the sort of light gray paint all around. You do get some nice dark gray paint up here, same as the head on the shoulders there. And the light blue is also a little bit different. And the paint, again, showing up on the dials on his arms. He does come with the same weapon. Same mold, just a different color palette this time. And there's an upgrade. There's no longer that hollow gap in the back where his head goes, which is very nice. The only thing I do like about the other one is that they don't, on this version, all the microscope part is painted in gray, so you can't really see through it. As the other one you could actually see through, but it's not a big deal. I think overall this one is the better choice. So bringing in that other Studio Series Perceptor. Now please bear in mind, I do have Toy Hacks labels on this guy, so there's obviously going to be some differences. But just side by side, you can see some slight differences already in the red, especially the red on the new one is just a little bit deeper red, where this one's sort of more orangey. Again, you don't have the, the plastic. This was all done in clear plastic and things. And I think the new one looks a lot better. And again, you don't have the gap on the back, which is very unsightly. They filled that in. And then just taking a look, if you can get that out of the way, just getting a look at the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt for the new one is nice. I do like, the silver was nice, but I do think the newer one just looks a little bit more animation accurate. And overall, I do like the color on the new one as well. You can see, again, I have the Toy Hacks labels, but you can see that even the blue is just a little bit different. He does come with the same exact weapon, and everything else is pretty much the same. And again, like I said, it did have the clear plastic you could actually see through the microscope part, whereas the new one doesn't. But yeah, that's just a quick comparison. I mainly want to do just a comparison between the old and the new here. So again, just getting them to stand up here. I do like, the Toy Hacks label did kind of, jazz up this guy a little bit. But as far as like an overall piece, I think I do like the Target exclusive Perceptor better. And taking a look on the back, they did fill in this big gap, which is very nice. And it does look a little bit different because they had to add the hinge there. So you do have 2 screws back here as opposed to the one. So it makes it look a little bit different. But overall, it is the same mold. So yeah, I really like the new Studio Series Perceptor. One more interesting thing to note is this guy is all brown plastic painted red. If you look inside there, it's kind of hard to see, but if you look inside there, that's all brown plastic. I noticed that when I'm transforming, there's brown in there. There's also brown on the underside here, under there. This is all just done in brown plastic with paint on the top. So I didn't realize that until I was in the middle of transforming him, and his insides are all brown. So it does match basically the almost same color as the Ramhorn here. And like I said, you can use Ratbat and Ramhorn's accessories for Perceptor as weapons there. So they just plug in his hands like that. So very cool. They are Blast Effect compatible. At least this one is anyways. And one more difference between the new one and the old one is the old one had the Autobot logo, a bigger Autobot logo on the inside of the chest, front and center. And then the new one has it a little bit lower and a little smaller on the bottom there. And also these are painted brown for some reason, these little pegs right here. I'm not sure why. Whereas the other one was just molded in the plastic. And here's the side-by-side of Studio Series Perceptor, the old one on the left, the new one on the right. And just the minor details, really. Again, I have Toy Hacks on mine, so it might look a little bit different. But, for example, it's blue paint here as opposed to gray paint here. There is some paint detail on the legs here where it doesn't have this on the new one. Other than that, as far as like the microscope part, there's silver here, and that's just gray paint there. But for the most part, obviously being the same mold, just a little bit of a color difference and paint difference. But for the most part, the alt mode is exactly the same. Okay, let me get the new Studio Series Perceptor transformed back to his robot mode, and I'll give you my final thoughts. The new Target exclusive 3-pack, including Perceptor and Ramhorn Ratbat, is a very nice upgrade to the old Studio Series figure that we got before. I do think the paint is a lot nicer. The red is a little bit darker. It just seems like it pops more, a little bit more animation accurate as well. I really love the inclusion of Ratbat's jetpack, and Ramhorn does look very nice as well. Overall, this is a great set. I'm glad I picked it up. So that's been my look at the Target exclusive 3-pack with Perceptor, including Ramhorn and Ratbat. This has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more great content. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And as always, till other one.